All right, second part of 3.1 here. And we're talking about transversals and lines and the relationships that they are going to create here. So, first, a transversal is a line that intersects two or more coplanar lines. So, two lines that are in the same plane at distinct points. In this picture below, the transversal is always the one line that intersects the two. Okay, so you see the two lines here. You see L and you see M. Okay, T is the transversal. That's the one line in this case that intersects two lines. Okay, and what it's going to do is it's going to create inside points and outside points. Okay, so between lines L and M, we have interior points or inside points. In this case, we have inside angles. Okay, so anything that's inside of those two lines, those are interior points or interior angles. Okay, so you'll notice that angles 3, 4, 5, and 6 lie between lines L and M. So these angles right here are interior angles, they're inside angles. Okay, the angles that are outside or above and below line L and M. Now, it may not necessarily always be above and below. It might be right and left, depending on which way this thing is situated. But you can see the blue arrows that I'm drawing here. These are exterior spots. Okay, so these are exterior angles. Angle 1, angle 2, angle 7, and angle 8 are on the outside of lines L and M. So they are exterior angles. So the blue ones are exterior ones. The black ones are the interior angles. Okay, so part of being able to identify different angle types is going to be interior angles or exterior angles. Okay, remember, it's always between the two lines. T happens to be the transversal. Okay. All right, now, that being said, we have different angle pairs that are formed by transversals. And these angle pairs are in your notes, and if you follow along with me, you might want to follow along and mark these down as I go through. Okay, so alternate interior angles. So alternate, okay, when we talk about alternate interior, we're talking about alternating sides of the transversal. So one's on the right side in this case of the transversal. Again, the transversal is T. You have the same picture as you did before. T is the transversal. L and M are the two lines. Okay, so alternate sides. That means one would be on the right, one would be on the left side of the line, or one would be on the bottom and one would be on the top of the transversal. Okay, and it's also interior. So it means that it has to be in between L and M. So in this case, since it's interior angles, there's only four possibilities. The four possibilities are, in this case, 4, 3, 6, and 5. Okay? Alternate sides of the transversal means one's going to be on the left, one's going to be on the right. So 3 and 5 are alternate interior angles, and 4 and 6 are alternate interior angles. Okay? They're inside, they're in between L and M, and they're on different sides of the transversal. Okay, same side interiors means, and it's exactly what it says it is, that they're on the same side of the transversal. So in this case, they're either going to be on the right of the transversal, or they're going to be on the left of the transversal, and they're on the inside of the L and M. So as I point out these guys, inside of L and M are 3, 4, 5, and 6 again. Okay, those are inside of L and M. Okay, and then I want it on the same side of the transversal. So in this case, 3 and 6 are on the same side. These guys are same side interior angles. And 4 and 5 are on the same side of the transversal. They are same side interior angles. Okay, so you're talking about two relationships to the transversal and relationships to the two lines. Okay, are they inside or outside the two lines? And are they on same side or alternating sides of the transversal? Corresponding angles, I'm going to come back to because I want to go through this bottom one first, and then I'm going to do corresponding angles last. Alternate exterior angles. Okay, so let's talk about alternate exteriors. Alternate means they're on different sides of the transversal. Okay, so one will be on the right, one will be on the left. The difference on these ones is that these guys are exterior angles. So they are outside of L and M. So in this case, outside of L and M, 1 and 2, 8 and 7 are the only two possibilities. Those are the angles that are on the outside of L and M. Now, alternate. Alternate talks about what sides they are on the transversal. So in this case, since they're alternate sides, 8 is on the left, 2 is on the right. So 2 and 8 are alternate exteriors. They're on different sides of the transversal, and they're on the outside of L and M. 1 and 7 are also alternate exteriors. Okay, so you're going to have to be able to identify these different types of angle pairs from different pictures. Okay, corresponding angles. Corresponding angles. This one's a little bit different because I think of corresponding angles and I think of this one. Same position, different line. Okay, same position, different line. For example, it says here they lie on the same side of the transversal and in corresponding positions. So if you look at angle 6. Okay, angle 6, and you if you break this into 4 groups of 4. So you have the 4 for line M and you have the 4 for line L. Now, if you look at the 4 for line L, you see that 2 is what I call the top right angle. Okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to match this with the top right angle on line M. Well, top right angle is angle 6. So angle 2 and angle 6 are corresponding. They're in the same position, but one of them's on line L and the other one's on line M. Okay? Another pair of correspondings are 1 and 5. So 1 is top left, 5 is top left. These are corresponding angles. In the same position, they're both top left, but they're on different lines. This is line M and that's line L. 4 and 8 are corresponding, and 3 and 7 are corresponding. These guys are bottom right and bottom right. These guys are bottom left and bottom left. They're in the same spot, but they're on a different line. But notice the transversal didn't change. They're on the same transversal. Okay, so let's go through some examples here now. It says here, which is a pair of alternate interior angles? From this picture below, I'm looking at this picture right here. I need a pair of alternate interior angles. So, see if you can fill this out on your own before I answer this. See if you get them correct. Okay? So if you want to hit pause, it'd be a good time to do that and go ahead and see if you can answer these two questions. And then see if you get them correct. Alright, now that you've paused the video, let's take a look at the answers here. Which is a pair of alternate interior angles? Well, alternate interior, the R here is the transversal. These are the two lines, line M and line N. Okay, so I need alternate interiors, so they have to be in between M and N. So I've got to be somewhere in between those. So your alternate or your interior angles are 2, 7, 3, and 6. Those are the only 4 options. And I want different sides of the transversal. So 3, if I go to the other side of the transversal, it's going to be 7. So angle 3 and angle 7, that's one pair. The other pair is angle 2 and angle 6. Those are alternate interior angles options. Okay? All right, now, what are 3 pairs of corresponding angles? So I need angles that are in the same position, okay, and yet they're on different lines. So let's take angle 1. For instance, angle 1 is in the top left corner here, and that's on line M. And so what I need to do is I need to go back to line N and look for the angle that's in the same position. Well, top left happens to be angle 3. So angle 1 and angle 3 are corresponding. Okay, let's go down to 7. Which angle is corresponding with angle 7? Angle 7 is bottom right. So I need bottom right, which is angle 5. So angle 7 and angle 5. Those are corresponding. And then finally, one other pair, I could use angle 8 and angle 6. Those are both bottom left. Angle 8 and angle 6. Okay, now you should be able to complete your class kick examples on the rest of the problems.